This is Joshua Stulman from BrooklynComicShop.com, your place for vintage comics, signed exclusives, toys, action figures, play sets, prints, original artwork, and much more. Today we're going to be taking a look at our holiday edition. This is for Passover and Easter, and we have a couple of comics for both, I suppose. We started with Easter, I guess, for Bugs Bunny. Not too many religious books about Easter. There are going to be a lot for Christmas, but I figured out let's take a look at some Bugs Bunny books. These are all from the Golden Age collection that we recently acquired. They are going to be coming up on our website soon. Everything I show you in this video, we do have for sale. So if you like any of the things that you see, you can always send us an email, info@brooklyncomicsshop.com. So Bugs Bunny is a character that was developed in the late 30s, early 40s. In the cartoons is where a lot of people first saw them, animated shorts before movies that were run continuously through the 40s and into the 50s. A cartoon character in a time when Disney was coming up. Walter Lantz had Woody Woodpecker. A lot of other studios were pumping out cartoons for the movies as almost like packaging a comic book, different features to help give you more for what they were paying for the movie theater. So just like Jack Kirby got caught up in doing a lot of early work on Popeye and Betty Boop from Max Fleischer, you have Bugs Bunny coming up as well for Warner Brothers. And the Merry Melodies was the main title, which had a lot of the different characters, Elmo Fudd, Porky Pig. And the collection that we got, we did have a large amount of Bugs Bunny stuff. These are all going to be from the early 1950s, 1950, 1951 pre-code issues. And you can see the Bugs Bunny here is one of the first ones I'm going to show you. And actually, this is a little bit special. If you see the numbering number 317, this isn't actually Bugs Bunny number 317 by Dell. This is actually 4-Color, which was a series that just became named 4-Color. Dell used to run maybe 5 or 6 comics a month in this series, which is why they have such a high numbering. Each comic book was a different character, was a different property, was a different licensed product. It was totally different. So Bugs Bunny got this issue. The next issue might be Walt Disney's Donald Duck. The next issue after that might be Space Cadet or something else. And they would just continue the numbering. That's the only thing that linked these individual comics. So that's just a note, a little bit about Dell. Dell did specialize in licensed products really specifically. So Disney comics are going to be made by Dell. Looney Tunes are going to be made by Dell. Any of the cartoon characters that used to be cartoons, actual cartoons, are going to be Dell, as well as TV shows. A lot of TV shows became promoted by Dell. Up and into the mid-60s when you had Gold Key really pick up a lot of those publications. So for Bugs Bunny, we got quite a bit. And these are all going to be in really nice condition. Also really fun. The covers are really great. But you can see the older ones have a more classic style, a really more in keep with the cartoon spirit. This is a much older one. This is number 322. And then Looney Tunes, of course, had its own series, and this is going to feature also Bugs Bunny. Here you have some of the jokes he's playing on Elmer Fudd, some standalone covers. I guess Elmer Fudd really gets it. He's featured on all these with being the butt of the jokes. This is a good one, some red hot barbecuing going on. And you'll notice all these are pre-code issues. That means they're all before 1955, 1956. Football. And a lot of the themes and fun things of the 1950s. Here's a gumball machine with carrots in it. This is a fun one. Drilling out the holes of bagels. I'm not sure if everybody knew what bagels were in the 1950s, but they're certainly showing you on the cover. And then for actual Passover comics, we have a collection of Shaloman Comics. Now, Shaloman was a character created by Al Wiesner in the 1980s. If you like any of the Shaloman comics, he actually has a website, shalomman.com. where you can order almost the entire series. Now, there were about 45 issues of this superhero, which is heavily based on the Golden Age format and the Golden Age style of the 1940s. It is definitely a retro comic. It was done in the late 80s all the way into the 2000s. And not all of them feature holiday stories. Many of them go into action adventure and some other aspects of comic books, some horror books, some parody books. But there were definitely a constant theme of Jewish holidays. Chanukah is big. Passover is the one that we're looking at today. Sukkot. A lot of the Jewish holidays are going to be featured in these. And they're really fun. They're made for kids, so they're definitely a young reading, but also have a real classic style that I think an older collector can appreciate. So here we have Exodus. So this is almost in an X-Men style, done in the 90s, so it definitely was playing to that. But a really fun cover, Shaloman holding the tablets as they're being created by the hand of God, so to speak. You have Shaloman bursting through matzah, the Matzo Chronicles. You see the different titles. One is Shaloman, The New Adventures. One is The Legend of. Like I said, there were about 45 comics individually made, all by Al Wiesner. So you can really see the depth that he was willing to go with the characters, how much investment of time he was really making into these comics. They're really thick, and no advertisements. So it's all the artwork there. This one is the ship called Bondage, which is a retelling of the Passover story. And then, of course, the cover of the Ten Commandments from the 50s. Here you have Moses, the Passover Prince, which has a little bit of Shaloman pops in for a little bit of time travel. So you'll see him in there too, but a nice retelling of the Passover story. And you can see where we have four or five Passover comics just in this. If you want to check out some more of Al Wiesner's work on Shaloman, you can visit shaloman.com. As always, brooklyncomicsshop.com for exclusive vintage comics, figures, toys, action figures, play sets, original artwork, a lot of stuff there. Check it out, brooklyncomicsshop.com. Thank you for watching.